Welcome to How To with Halco, the podcast that connects you with Halco team members who share their time-tested insights and knowledge covering all aspects of the car wash industry. Since 1969, Halco has helped thousands of car washers get started and find car wash success as they plan, develop, and operate their business. I'm your podcast host, Bruce Hensley. In this episode, we're talking with David Martin, Halco Equipment Sales Manager for the Southeast Territory, and learning from his 25-plus years of car wash industry experience. David will share insights on some current topics regarding car wash operations and equipment, and give guidance on how new and existing operators can make the best choices while maximizing their return on investment. Welcome, David.
Good afternoon, sir.
In this episode, we're going to talk about upgrades to get the best return on investment. So how does an operator know when an upgrade may be necessary or optimal?
The best way to know is when you are spending more money than it's making to fix the machine. When it becomes a problem for you over the long term, that money could have been well invested in new equipment.
So what factors does an operator need to look at when choosing upgraded equipment? I mean, you've got space, budget, efficiency, efficacy, maintenance projections, noise, durability. Are there some recommended priorities in this decision?
Absolutely. The one I like to lean on first is support from a local distributor. You need to have somebody that can be in your corner no matter what you buy. What good is it to buy something offline or off the internet, and when you get it, there's no details, there's nobody to help you. If you have problems after hours, they're closed. So you need to really lean on local distributor support. That's step one. Step two is quality of product and durability. If you're going to spend the money on the investment, you want to make sure that you're getting your return on investment plus some. So I like to try to find things that will last, 10 to 15 years, depending on what the type of equipment is, or longer. Some things when you buy it, they're there for until the car wash gets torn down by somebody else. But there is a life cycle on some equipment, so you want to try to get as much life out of it as you can.
So the old adage of you get what you pay for and take care of your equipment, it'll take care of you, holds very true.
Absolutely.
For those operators looking to replace or upgrade their equipment packages, how does Halco guide them in their decisions to get the best return on that investment?
Well, first we sit down with them and try to find out what their end goal is. What are they trying to add? Once we kind of have that scope defined, then we can get on site, do measurements for the equipment room to make sure everything fits in it, measure everything when it comes to the plumbing and electrical to make sure that we're not adding too much to the site so it can handle it. So what good is putting in a new machine if you can't get enough electricity to it? So we make sure that from start to finish, everything will be seamless.
So you've been with Halco a long time and worked with all kinds of different car washes. And there's always some challenges or some situations that can put you back a couple steps or make you scratch your head as to why you're doing this. So what are some of your favorite success stories in working with car washers through the decades?
My favorite one is Crystal Clean Car Wash in Mullins, South Carolina. This one wakes me up at night sometimes. Bo is the owner. He called us, said, hey, it's time for a new machine. We get to the site, and when I say there was a half inch of clearance on either side of the machine that was in there to get out of the building, which was step number one, problem number one. Problem number two is how do we get a new machine back into the building? This building must have been built after the machine was already in the parking lot. I still don't understand how it fit in that bay and then how our guys were successful in getting the old one out and putting the new one in. My favorite thing about that one is he kept having problems with vandalism at his pay station. It was behind the car wash. You couldn't see it from the main road. So who knows what happens in the back alleys of businesses. So the first thing we did was recommended, let's move the pay station to the road side. That way people can see it, have a nice canopy over it with LED lights. And next thing you know, business is just booming because people actually feel safe. They know what it is because the pay station being behind the building, it just looked like a cinder block building. So being able to have some signage and lights definitely made a big difference. The other things we did, we added canopies over the vacuums. Let's just say the middle of South Carolina in the summer is a hot spot to be. So any shade you can provide to the customer is a nice touch.
That's a good one. I'm sure you've got more.
Absolutely. My other one would be actually Rally Point Detailing. We just finished this project up this year. It's in Tega, South Carolina. Veteran of the military, entrepreneur, wanted to buy a car wash. Actually, a friend of a friend, it was a referral. So he had no idea about anything car washing. So he said, hey, can you meet me on site and just tell me what I've got or what I could possibly get? So we get there, fine-tooth comb through everything, realize he's got really good bones. It just needs some TLC. So the first thing we did is we re-decaled his pay station, made a couple of small adjustments to it. The next thing you know, his income has doubled off of his sales for the in-bay automatic just by making some small changes. The other thing that we did is we put in new bay meter doors with easy-to-read decal and buttons and made it easy for the customer to understand what they were getting. And then obviously added credit card to everything on site. So the vacuums take credit card, the bays take credit card, the pay station obviously takes credit card. So now it's customer can pull on site and the process of making payment is so much easier than what was there originally.
How prominent is video for safety and documentation purposes in self-serve and in-bay automatic? I know it's typically a big thing with some larger full-service tunnels, but how about the other end of that spectrum?
If anything, I would have more cameras for self-serve and in-bay automatics because you don't have the extra set of eyes there. It could be everything from somebody doing something illegal in the bay and not getting caught, and you were able to capture it and get license plate verification, from vandalism to violating OSHA laws to anything and everything. People changing their oil in the bays, which is a big no-no, to carpet cleaning companies dumping into the pits, which is also a big no-no. And then obviously vandalism. You want to try to deter that as much as possible. Slip and fall claims, if you've got plenty of footage and somebody is trying to do something they shouldn't be doing. Being able to protect yourself is very important when it comes to the car washes.
And documenting any pre-existing damage on cars.
Absolutely. You'd be surprised how many people say, hey, that scratch wasn't there. Well, you haven't washed your car in 4 months. You probably couldn't see that scratch from all the, the grime and dirt that's on the car. So having good 4K high-def video footage of everywhere on site is key. And it's not even really sometimes about the car wash itself. Sometimes you can capture something that happens somewhere else off-site, and it just happens to end at your car wash. So police are regularly talking to car wash operators and asking for footage for something that may have possibly happened in or around the site that the videos may have picked up on.
Wow. I know Chuck Howard likes to say that Halco, he's the CEO of Halco, and he likes to say that you do everything from soup to nuts, from conceptualization through architect and designing through after your car wash is running and assistance in how to actually operate it and how to get the best bang for your buck. Do you have any stories about city ordinances or permitting that have been challenging? Because I know that every city, every municipality has different rules and regulations and permitting processes and ordinances and things like that.
Oh, yeah. Some of my favorite ones is getting down to the very last, you're at the 1 yard line getting ready to finalize a project, and then the city comes back and says, oh, no, you've got to turn that building 90 degrees. Well, we don't have enough land to go back that way. What do you mean we've got to turn it? Oh, we just don't like the way that it looks. Okay, so a project that went from, $1 million project, next thing you know, you've got a third of the space because once you turn the building, you can't fit as much car washing in there. So sometimes that gets tricky. So sometimes it's good to know people in the right places to make sure that you can negotiate, I guess, if you want to say that. So try to make the project work.
And Halco has the experience to help get through those situations.
Absolutely.
In addition to, they'll help with find the proper real estate personnel in various markets.
Absolutely.
To look out for what your needs and desires are.
Yes, sir. Plenty of websites out there as well to find properties. I do that same thing. I get an email every day of properties that may fit my criteria. So I've definitely made relationships with real estate agents who are always once a quarter, hey, just checking in on you, see how you're doing. I've got this piece of property here that, they know the area a lot better than some of us do, because we may not be in that area as often. So it's good to know. It's good to know people in many places.
Have you got one more story on how Halco helped somebody through a really challenging situation that they probably couldn't have done on their own?
I would say the biggest hurdle that we get is the financing side of it. Being able to make the right connection with people, be it locally or even nationwide, with lenders that are car wash specific lenders, that can definitely help soothe a lot of the headaches that somebody getting into the business for the first time, they don't have 2 years of history to lean on. When it comes to car washing, they've got their own business or their own job, so some banks will automatically just turn their nose up. But we've made some great connections with some lenders throughout the country that we can refer them to, and I'd say probably 90% of the time it's worked out well for both sides.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because in other How To with Halco podcasts, Halco CFO Brian Davis talks specifically about how they are connected in various markets and how he can help operators and would-be entrepreneurs with their financing aspects. And boy, what a big can of worms that can be.
Absolutely.
David, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Bruce.
You've been listening to David Martin, Halco Equipment Sales Manager for the Southeast Territory, share his insight and experience regarding car wash equipment planning and optimization. This is the How To with Halco podcast, and I'm your host, Bruce Hensley. Please join us for more episodes that help car washers plan, develop, and operate their business and achieve car wash success. For more information or to contact the Halco representative, please visit halco.com.